Hi, I'm Simon, Technical Advisor for RVE, and this is the presentation of RVE and its products. RVE is the reference across North America for the development and implementation of safe and long-lasting solutions to facilitate the installation of electric vehicle chargers at home. We are a Canadian company founded in 2015 whose mission is to help all electric vehicle users or EV users, economic and reliable access to car charging in both single and multi-family properties. In a multi-family property dwelling, where charging station installations can be expensive and sometimes impossible, RVE found a simple and quick way to coordinate the connection between an EV and a unit's electrical panel without relying on shared electricity or panel upgrades. At RVE, our main product line is the DCC, which stands for Demand Charge Controller. The DCC is an electrical vehicle energy management system, or EVEMS, that allows for the simplified installation of electric vehicle charging stations or equipment at home when the electrical panel is at full capacity or is unreachable. RVE is the parent brand of Murbly, which is an online platform offering educational resources and tools to help implement EV charging. Murbly is a free website, useful for all property owners and renters, but built specifically to help condo boards, building managers, or condo owners have access to information about how to proceed with the installation of EV-ready infrastructure. This is especially needed for older properties that may have more complex layout or limitations in electrical design. Now, the market. The reason we are talking about EV charging to begin with. Of course, there is no need for car charging infrastructure if there are no EVs on the road. Ernst & Young were mandated by Canadian oil companies to evaluate the demand for oil in the next decade. One of the factors they evaluated was the demand for EVs, so they could evaluate how much the demand for gas would decrease. The study estimates that 30% of all vehicles will be electric in 2030, which represent over 13 million vehicles. Not all of these vehicles will have charging equipment at home, but the majority will because that is the easiest and most practical way to charge. And that means a lot of electrical infrastructure upgrades will be needed. Charging levels. How do we charge an EV? There are 3 levels of electric vehicle charging: slow, fast, and super fast. Level 1 charging is the slow one, giving your car about 8 km of range per hour of charge. This is where you plug your car into a regular electrical outlet. You can use this method to charge your car, but unless you work from home or work very close by, it's most convenient to only use it as a backup charging method. In addition to being very slow, if the outlet you're using is not dedicated to the charger, you can trip a breaker very easily. Level 3 charging is the super fast charging method. It's perfect for rest areas and service stations when people need a quick charge on the road. It's definitely not for home charging. The station cost is high, the electrical capacity needed is also very high, and it's proven to wear down your battery life when used regularly. Plus, fast and costly charging is not needed when you can charge it all night in the comfort of your own home. The third option is level 2 charging, which gives 40 to 50 km of range per hour of charge. This is perfect for overnight charging at home and has become the standard for charging station and electric vehicle charging equipment, EVSE. The DCC products were created to be compatible with level 2 charging. But why would you need to have a DCC installed? Here are the basic questions that needs to be answered when evaluating the infrastructure needed for car charging at home. The first question needs to be, is there sufficient capacity in your electrical panel for an EV charger? If there is enough capacity and your electrical panel is in a reasonable proximity to the charging site, you can just install the charging equipment with no additional infrastructure. If there is insufficient capacity, one of your options is to increase your panel capacity. That means installing a bigger electrical panel, for example, changing from 100 amps panel for a 200 amp one. Once that is complete, you can simply install the car charger on the new panel as long as it can provide energy for continuous use of the charging equipment. The other option, if there is insufficient capacity, is to install an electric vehicle energy management system, EVEMS, to manage the electrical load as well as installing the EV charger. The DCC is that EVEMS. This option is less costly than a panel upgrade and is a real future-proof solution, preventing any more panel upgrades in the future if other electrical appliances are added to the home or unit. This is the DCC product line. DCCs are used to connect EV charger in a context where it otherwise would not be possible. For example, if an electrical panel is full or at an inaccessible distance from the charging site. DCCs have two main features. They manage the electrical load being used on an electrical panel, and they eliminate the need to manage electricity billing in MURBs. The load management works by shutting down the car charger when the panel's load goes above 80% of its capacity. This eliminates the risk that the car charger would trip the main breaker if too much electricity is used at one time. The unit will then check the electrical load every 15 minutes and will reactivate the charger once there is enough room to have both the charger and the unit's electricity below 80% of the panel's capacity. For MURBs, since the electricity used comes directly from the condo's meter, there is no need to manage the billing of electricity. All DCC products are CSA certified and UL listed and are compatible with every charging station or EVSE brand on the market. I will now present the features of the DCC-9 and DCC-11 models. The DCC-9 and the DCC-11 for multifamily residential properties needs the right context in order to work. The unit that needs an EV charger can be anywhere in the building, from the first floor to the top floor. But the meters are often down in the garage area located in the basement, much closer to where the car chargers will be installed. This is why the DCC-9 and DCC-11 were designed to intercept the cable running between the meter and the unit panel. Then another cable is run from the DCC to the EV charger. The DCC works by reading the electrical load on the intercepted cable. This is a short video of the DCC installation for a condo setting. The video is available for viewing on the RVEUSA.com website. The DCC-9 can be used with panels from 60 amp to 125 amps and is made for charger breakers from 30 amps to 60 amps. The panel's main breaker needs to be at least twice the size as the charger's amperage. This chart should be used to make sure the right model is chosen. The DCC-11 can be used with panel up to 200 amps and breakers from 30 amp to 60 amp. The DCC-9 is 12 by 12 by 7.5 inches, whereas the DCC-11 is a little bit bigger at 16 by 16 by 8 inches. Also offered is the DCC-9 3R, which can be installed outside thanks to its NEMA 3R enclosure, in which case its dimensions are 14 by 13 by 8 inches. With the DCC-9 and the DCC-11, you have the option of installing only the empty box without the electronic component. This model is called DCC box. This means that the base infrastructure, the box, the wiring, and the cabling is installed. The electricity goes to the condo unit, but there is no electricity management component nor charging stations installed yet. This can be installed in the case where the owners don't have an EV yet, and thus no need for an EV charger, but the units can still be EV ready when the time comes that an owner wants to have a charger installed. This lowers the initial cost while making the condo unit EV ready and increasing the value of the condo units. The DCC PCB, which is the name of the electronic component inside the DCC, can then be installed when an EV charger is required. This is what the inside of a DCC-9 looks like. So a DCC box with the DCC PCB makes a complete and working DCC-9. The installation of the DCC box is the same as a full DCC-9 or DCC-11. You intercept the cable close to the meter. The difference is the installation stops there because there is no charger to install yet. Once a charger is needed, you can install the DCC PCB and then connect the charging station or equipment to the DCC. The end result is the complete DCC-9 or DCC-11. Now let's present the DCC-10 and DCC-12 models. The DCC-10 and DCC-12 are made for single-family home installation. This means the DCC is installed with a direct connection to the electrical panel with the CTs connected before the main breaker to read the panel's current usage. Then, a cable is run from the DCC to the charging station. This is what a DCC-10 and 12 installation looks like. In this particular case, it is a DCC-10 that is installed. Here is a look at the inside of our home DCC units. The main difference between the DCC-10 and the DCC-12 is the breaker inside. The DCC-10 has one, but it was removed from the DCC-12. Since the unit is installed on the breaker in the panel, the DCC-12 will only have one protection. The DCC-10 is still needed in some instances when a regulator or inspector wants an electrical unit to have its own protection, but for most cases, the DCC-12 is the preferred option because of its smaller size and smaller cost. The DCC-10 is 10 by 11 inches, and the DCC-12 is 8 by 11 inches. The DCC-10 can be installed indoor with the standard version or installed outdoors with the NEMA 3R version. The DCC-12 only comes in NEMA 3R, so it can go either indoor or outdoor. The DCC-10 can be installed on electrical panel of 60 amps to 200 amps and is made for charger using 30 amps to 60 amps. The DCC-12 can be installed on electrical panels 60 amp to 200 amps and is made for charger using 30 amps to 60 amp. Since there is no breaker inside of the DCC-12, there is only one model. For more information, you can visit our website, RVE-USA.com. You can learn more about our different models under the Our Products section. Each model page has the appropriate available documentation. You can easily access and download the technical information of each product, such as installation videos, installation manuals, and spec sheets too. Join us on our social media platforms to learn about events, updates, and new releases. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at sales@rve-usa.com or call the office at 1-833-717-1355. Thank you for your time.